Hello, welcome along to Wembley Stadium. The Lionesses' Nations League campaign hangs in the balance tonight with a potential place at the Olympics at stake. They face the Netherlands here, knowing that only a win will do.
Welcome back to the Nations League. Belgium have done the double. The Dutch have hit their stride. England need maximum points. A group that's still open for all. I'm gonna fight till the end. Rousseau scores for England. And listen to this place. A piece of Belgian brilliance. And England will score. A big, big goal for the Dutch. A famous win for Belgium. Brilliant move from England. Scores! The Red Flames flying forward. Let us turn this group upside down again. All still to play for.
Well, England's qualification is not in their hands, but they can still get to the Nations League finals if they manage to beat the Netherlands tonight by 2 clear goals, and if they beat Scotland next Tuesday, and as long as other results go their way. Now, the Netherlands, they top the group. That's after beating England with that late winner last month. And if they beat England again, and if Belgium don't beat Scotland, then they will win the group tonight. Very simple, isn't it? Here's the confirmation then of the table, and it's the Netherlands that sit top at the moment. Belgium are second. England are third. They're just by a point, they're third. And Scotland, they are bottom of the group at the moment. They play Belgium in Leuven, and they are the team most likely to be relegated out of Group A in the Nations League. However, so could England be, and also so could Belgium. So it really is everything to play for tonight. Well, those are the ramifications. I'm delighted that because it's such an important game, we have not 2, not 3, well, there's 5 of us in the studio tonight. Good luck to everybody watching, and good luck to you lot getting a word in. We can't hear from you just yet. We're going to hear from you in a second. Eni Luca, Karen Carney, Ian Wright, Emma Hayes. But in the meantime, I'm going to get the team news up for you because it's very, very important, as we did say. 2 changes to that team that we last saw when England played. That was that 3-2 loss to Belgium. Millie Bright is out. She's missed a few games with Chelsea. She's withdrawn from the England squad with that knee injury, and she's going to miss those final 2 Nations League games for England. So it is Jess Carter that's going to come in there. You can see at the bottom of your screen. She's going to be partnering Alex Greenwood at centre-back. Alicia Russo, as well, she started the last game. She's on the bench tonight. Lauren James is coming in, and Lauren Hemp is playing up top, winning her 50th cap at the age of 23. That is amazing, isn't it? So also Beth Mead, you'll see, is back in the England squad. She's on the bench today. First time she's been back in the squad for a year, so we're really excited to see her. Now for the Netherlands. This is the team. There's 1 change. They beat Scotland last time out. That was 1-0. Dominique Janssen comes in at centre-back. She's winning her 105th cap today. And Kirsten Kasperai, she drops to the bench. So there's the teams that are playing. Let's hear from the England manager, Sarina Wiegman, with Katie Shanahan.
Sarina, lots is riding on the game tonight. Are you confident the team will rise to the occasion?
Yeah, I hope so. We had a good week so far. Tonight we have to show up and we're ready to go.
Alessia Russo drops to the bench with Lauren Hemp starting in that number 9 role. What are your reasons for that?
Yeah, well, we want, of course, attack, and of course Alessia is an attacker too, but I chose for the ones who are the best in form. We have lots of opportunities, so I had hard choices to make, and these are the 3 we're starting with.
Lauren James makes her first start in 4 games. What are you hoping to see from her tonight?
Yeah, she's in good form. She showed that at Chelsea, and of course she was unfortunate last camp. And yeah, I hope what she showed the last weeks that's what she's going to show with us too.
Jess Carter comes in for the injured Millie Bright. How much are you going to miss Millie's leadership and presence in the defence tonight?
Yeah, of course it's a miss, but straight away, of course, we had to move on too. And Alex, as well as Jess, have a lot of experience. Jess has played a lot as a starter, but also as a player who's come on the pitch. Now tonight she starts and she knows what to do. She has experience with us. She has experience with Chelsea.
As for Beth Mead, how close was she to the starting lineup?
Well, there, up front we had many choices to make because the competition up there is really was really high, and Beth is, you know, she came with Arsenal, did really well, so we made the choice very quick, but she's very ready to go.
Okay, best of luck. Enjoy it.
Okay, there you go. That's Sarina Wiegman explaining the team that she's fielding tonight in a game really that couldn't be more important, righty?
Yeah, it's an important game, but like I think there's enough experience in this squad. You know, they've played here under a lot of pressure, beat some big teams here. And I think this is a really tough game for them tonight, and especially in the way they're playing recently. A lot of sloppiness, a lot of giving the ball away. I think they're going to have to really tighten up on that today. So, yeah, it's a pressurised game. There's a lot on it.
Emma, welcome to the studio. Hi. You're going to go to comms in a little bit, but while we've got you, we won't start you on the new job straight away.
Great.
Congratulations. We will ease you into this chat, I promise. Lauren James has been in brilliant form for you guys at Chelsea. She's starting tonight. Tell me a little bit about the selection and what you've made of it.
Well, I think it's a natural pairing in front of Niamh Charles. I think Niamh Charles will give Lauren James the licence to drift in field in the right moments, and Niamh Charles has shown she can get forward and support the attack. I think Lauren Hemp, she's had a brilliant season so far, so look, it's tough choices, and Sarina's made it clear her decisions for the front three, and as we know, she will go to the bench at some point, but I think it's a very dynamic attack for England.
The big concern was Millie Bright. What happens to England when they don't have Millie in the team? It's a big drop-off at the back. How do you think they're going to cope without her? She was asked a question about the leadership. Do you miss a lot without Millie?
We do miss a lot without Millie, and I think we've talked about that so much. But you've got the likes of Jess Carter and Alex Greenwood, who are equally as experienced, you know, have been stalwarts for England throughout the success. I do think Jess Carter is better in a three, and I think we've seen a lot of success tonight. She's obviously in a four in a pairing with Alex Greenwood, and that gap between the centre halves I think has caught us out in the last few games. Just got to be aware of that. But Jess is a trusted defender, one-on-one, one of the best. So she's got a big game tonight.
But we are going to miss what Millie brings, you know, stature, both boxes. We haven't got a plug for that.
Let's look at England's weaknesses, and because we've lost 3 games in the last 5, and that's including the World Cup final, where are they vulnerable? Where do you see those vulnerabilities?
We've had 1 clean sheet in 7 as well, Laura. I think I never worry about us scoring goals, but I think structurally at times we've been so much in the attack that it's left us really vulnerable on the counter-attack. In particular, once you get past the midfield of England, and these areas now that we're losing it, and bang, opposition are hitting the high point really, really quick. Our 2 centre-backs are good defenders, but I think because we're so attacking minded, there's those gaps right in between them the whole time, and I think England was so possession based here. Yes, these are giveaways, turnovers that we expect better, but again, straight through the centre of us, and it's far too easy, and teams are now gaining confidence against us and thinking, actually, we can get amongst England. Here at times, I think for me, in the last game where we lost against Belgium, structurally we got it wrong, but these are the same patterns again, straight through the heart of our centre backs. And for me, these is happening game after game. We haven't learnt from it, Laura. And I think tonight, when we're trying to get 2 clear goals and be so attacking, I'm highly concerned that if we give it away, teams are just going to go bang with the pace of this team as well that we're facing.
You see those gaps there, the trend. It's just recognising that. The players have to sense that in the game, tighten up a little bit, be a little bit more conservative because we're so expansive, and I think we'll be all right.
Is it going to be a problem, those kind of weaknesses, when you look at the Netherlands and their strengths? Tell me a little bit about their full-backs, Emma.
Well, I think the fact they'll have wing-backs in Palova and Bruch, 2 very attacking players that will look to exploit the spaces behind our full-backs. And with the likes, not just having 2 forwards, but having Beresteyn, who will like to run through the middle. There's a lot of experience in this Dutch team and an experienced coach who... I think the interesting thing from my perspective is that England will be playing in a back 4 as opposed to a back 3, and I will be interested to see what changes there might be to shore up in some of the problem areas that both Ennie and Kaz have spoken about.
Is it a case of, when we look at the number of games that England lost recently, because they got into such a groove when Sarina came in, we almost thought they were completely unbreakable. It is that feeling, isn't it? Is it just that the rest of the world are catching up? Are they getting better as well, Righty?
I think that, no, I think we rightly beat the teams that when she first came. We were beating teams very easily, but like what we saw a lot of progress in the way that they kind of tightened up with the ruthlessness in front of goal. You know, we started to see, like, obviously Beth Mead and Kelly kicking on, Lauren Hemp. You know, we started to play a calibre of football that was to match the rest of them. It's not a case of them catching us up. I think that some of the time our levels have dropped. I think when you look at the goals we're conceding and how easily teams can get into us, there's something about our sloppiness which really worries me when we're going forward. And if we're going to go forward in that way, and we have got a weakness in, I'd say the mobility of maybe Akira Walsh and sometimes Georgia Stanway's too far forward, they're straight into us. Now, we have to do something about taking care of the ball better in that situation.
OK, right. Back in a minute's time, you need a break. It's been 50 years since the first meeting between England and the Netherlands, and there is plenty riding on this one, the 23rd matchup. It's the only chance to keep qualification for the Olympics alive. Join us after the break for more build-up to this very important game. Now, the FA have been giving legacy caps to all the women who have played for England over the years, and tonight, 40 ex-Lionesses were honoured. With Jill Scott, you can see there giving out the caps. Enia Luca, our very own, and also Karen Carney. They, of course, were honoured, came up to collect their caps. And the great news is they've brought them up to the studio and they have them now. You're going to put them on, go on. Put them on, girls.
I'm going to wear this on my next night out. How about this?
I know, it looks so
I'm
funny.
rocking it.
154, what does you want to say?
Nice.
160. Congratulations, girls.
Thank you very much.
It's messed up your hair, both of you, but we'll sort that out on the next break. But genuinely, a really lovely, touching moment, and I'm sorry that you couldn't go and enjoy it more because we put you to work straight away, but it must have been nice.
It's such an honour. I mean, just to be part of an amazing legacy of women, all that we saw downstairs, you know, some such familiar faces, and to be honoured in this way, I've got to find a space for it now in my house.
I know, right? With all the silverware.
It's just so nice. It's such an honour. So proud.
Yeah,
really proud.
You should be.
Yeah, no, it really is, and I think we sell out these stadiums now, this current team does, but I think there's been so many people that have led to that point, so it was nice for everyone who's been before to get their moment as well. So yeah, very privileged and honoured.
Important to keep you all together and just, I suppose, have those moments in a room for us all to watch as well. So lovely. Thanks for bringing your caps up as well. OK, let's get to the job in hand then as well, because righty, we were looking at the team that was fielded, and Millie Bright, of course, missing her, as we've said, is a huge loss. But is it more about the plan B? So if we get any more injuries, do you feel like the squad is a little bit light in terms of the amount of depth that we've given an opportunity to?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah. I think, what did we see? So Esme Morgan play against Australia. Didn't go great for her. I think that she's somebody that needed more games. Same with someone like Maya Letizia, Lotte Wubben-Moy. You know, you want to see those players at some stage, and I think there's been opportunities where she could have put them in, and so we can have a look at what they're looking at, what they are capable of doing, because now they're going to get thrown into a situation where they're going to have to perform. I think we're only a couple of injuries away from a real problem in respects of...
But not tonight.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But like, it is a worry, because at some stage you've got to have a look at the squad you've got and
but
what
it's
they're
a
capable
Nations
of.
League game, and you have to put yourself in Serena's shoes. This is a must-win game. This is perhaps not the moment for it, but agreed, when you look down the bench, beyond, you know, Daly, beyond Ella Toone, maybe Beth Mead, there's a lot of inexperience in the camp, and we probably do need to progress those players.
Like an international manager.
It's funny, isn't it?
For that.
Because when it was just Chelsea, it was like, no, they need to rotate more. But now she understands because she's going to do an international job.
Here we go.
Should we get onto it now? It feels like a seamless transition. Emma, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
Thanks
taking
very
the
much.
job, just in case anyone has been living under a rock and has missed the news, Emma will be the new head coach of the international team in America. You'll go over to the women's team over there, and you'll be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season. Which was it a hard decision for you?
Oh, of course, like, my Chelsea family have been my home for the whole time I've been here, and they'll always be with me, I know that, but it's the right time, and, you know, beyond this season, I can look forward to that challenge, but I'll put that to one place until the end of the season.
Emma, I think I know the answer to this question, but
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you anyway. What is your biggest aim for the US? Given that, you know, the World Cup, they're a bit bruised from going out. What is your aim? I think I know what you're going to say, but...
To be honest with you, I think maybe just teaching Harry some Americanisms.
But winning, right? Winning.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Like, there's an Olympics to compete for and a World Cup. Like, I'm not going there to, like, make the numbers up.
I think when you look at America and the USAR and their women's team, who are magnificent, to have that winning mentality, then put Emma Hayes in there, it's a problem for people. It's a problem for people, especially with that crop of young players. You know, the old guard have naturally moved on. It's going to be quite exciting.
But it's like a superpower needs another superpower, don't they, at the helm? So, Emma, congratulations. Don't do too well in the Olympics, especially if the Lionesses do manage to get through. But thank you so much. And we're going to let you go up to commentary as well. So you're going to be in comms for this game. We'll speak to you again later. Enjoy the commentary booth.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's not too cold for you out there, fingers crossed. Now, the Lionesses have become accustomed to success, but tonight they find themselves on the brink of exiting the Nations League. So after the break, Georgia Stanway will be reflecting on what's gone wrong and what they need to do to keep their Olympic hopes alive. So the Lionesses have it all to do tonight, and Georgia Stanway is under no illusions. England need to be better. Katie Shanahan has been talking to the Bayern Munich midfielder.
England extinguished by the Red Flames.
3 words to describe the Nations League campaign.
Rocky, bumpy, emotional.
An upset in Leuven that has turned this group upside down again.
At times it wasn't up to our standard. I made mistakes, other people made mistakes, but we didn't get the ball across the line as much as we should have.
1 or 2 passes were a little bit sloppy. You know, the whole team needed to step up. We have to do obviously a lot better.
It's now 3 defeats in 5 for the Lionesses. Why are the results not going your way?
Times have changed. We've been on an unbelievable ride for the past, how many months? 24 months. And something was going to happen at some point. We've faced injuries, we've faced obstacles along the way, we've faced absolutely everything.
What needs to change?
I think we just need to get our rhythm back. Being adaptive in them moments, but at the same time being able to keep the ball. We want to create as many final third actions as we can to give ourselves the best possible chance for the ball to go in the goal.
Has losing the World Cup final taken a lot out of this team mentally?
Losing the final was one of the hardest things that me as an individual have ever faced. I thought I was okay. Getting on that plane, getting back, I opened my apartment front door, it was silent. And that's something that I've never had for the past 3 months, because I've lived in an environment where you're in and around staff and players for the majority of the time. Things come crashing down and you've got to find that motivation in you somewhere. I'd say that I've put it to the side, and I'd say that at some point in the next year it's going to creep up on me, but that's the best way that I want to deal with it right now. Coming back to Munich, I got through the rough patch. In the first 12 months, I've grown unbelievable amounts to what I expected. I'm still the same Georgia in terms of wanting to crack jokes and wanting to have fun with it. I was giving myself 6 to 8 months to be able to settle into the new environment, and I felt at home within a matter of weeks, and to me that's special. This was somewhere that I see my career, this is somewhere that I see my future.
Thank you. Next up, it's the Netherlands. You lost them last time out. What lessons did you learn from that game?
We kind of got our shape a little bit wrong. The shape that we played in the first half, we struggled to be able to deal with the distances. We wanted to be able to put them under more pressure. We're so much better when we can press and we can all be like kind of a collective, like hunting packs, as we say. We feel like we're better when we're able to do that. Our plan will be to press the life out of Netherlands.
Okay, there we go. Press, press, press. Georgia Stanway interviews are always really enjoyable, and I mean, this is a player who talks about coming home from the World Cup and feeling that real anticlimax. She started every game at the World Cup. She has played every minute in the Nations League so far as well. You guys, I suppose, can really relate to that, all 3 of you.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, is that come down after a major tournament, you know, getting your bearings, you know, just sleeping and eating, and she talked about that. And I think the team has had to build their rhythm over a time, but we're in December now, they're in season now. I think it's more of a structural issue around the team than it is about the rhythm, and I think Georgia's actually a big part of that. I think in possession, the problem is on transition. Can she help Keira Walsh a little bit? Can she be a little bit more defensive in the way she plays? You want to attack, but can she recognise it in that moment to help Keira out? I think she can do that a bit better.
Is she a bit more of a number 10 when England need that number 8?
She's a natural attacking player. When she came into the squad, she's been an attacking player, but I get your point, Annie, but I also think it's the manager's responsibility to say, because you hear that your language is everything from Serena, and probably the last game was where I felt a little bit critical of the manager for the first time, where for 10 minutes you can say, Georgia, just sit for 10 minutes, because she's smart enough and intelligent enough. So I think the structure has to come from the manager, and these mistakes have been coming time and time again. Just for the qualification to get us through, do something that's needed to be done to get the result. After, we'll have a little bit of an analysis, but in that moment we're so attacking minded that we're leaving our midfield and defence massively exposed.
I think that she's so stable at Bayern, playing next to Zadrazil, the two of them, they play a rigid 4-2-3-1 with almost three number 10s, Sydney Lohman, you know, Domjanovic and Dorman. So she's got a different role to play. She plays more reserved with Zabrazil going forward. She can pass, she can break up plays, she can do everything. And Georgia Stamford she sits. She sits and just gets the ball, wins it, and gives it to him.
Why not bring that into England?
Well, this is the thing. I think that one of the big things is that she's got those three players in front of her that she can give it to any one of them. Whereas you look when she's playing for England and she'll look up and it's got to go to the wings, it's got to go wide. Or, you know, for her, she'll give it to Zabrazil, or she'll give it to Lohman, she'll give it to Domjanovic, and then she'll just bam, she can settle. Whereas here, she's got to go and support. And then that leaves Keira isolated, and we can't have that because she hasn't got the pace. And, you know, straight into our defence. So I feel sorry for her in that respect.
OK, England have beaten Germany, the USA and Brazil here at Wembley in the last 18 months. He's having a great night. Is it going to be a great night by the end of the evening, though? Is it a good omen to say we've beaten those teams, Eni?
I think it is. Those are some big teams there, and that tells me as well this England team can cope with the pressure of playing at Wembley. They embrace it, and they have to do that tonight. Must-win game, got to score goals. I'm excited to see this England team under pressure at Wembley. I think they can cope with it.
Mary actually just saw there, she's taking the captain's armband tonight in the absence of Millie Bright. They thrive on these kind of environments. You have to, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, look, like Eni said, it's a must-win game. But I think for me, we've had one clean sheet in 7. Although we need to go and get those 2 goals, for me, just don't concede. Just stay in the game, and I believe we'll get goals. It doesn't have to be in the first 10 minutes, Laura, but that clean sheet's imperative.
I think we're going to have to watch out for Pelova and Brooks down that side, especially if that space is left there. And I think I'd like to see them get the ball to Lauren Hemp very quickly, especially if Pelova's bombing forward. I think that's the way to get to him.
OK, there we go. They're going out onto the pitch here at Wembley. It is time for this game, England versus the Netherlands in the Nations League. Let's get to our commentary team. Emma Hayes has managed to get all the way up to commentary. She is next to Seb Hutchinson. Hello to you two.
Yes, thank you very much, Laura. Well, there was always the sense that it would boil down to Wembley. The 2 group favourites face off with the likelihood that this game will prove a decisive. England must win to retain the chance of winning the group. Netherlands will win the group with a win. And before the action, the national anthems.
Please be upstanding if you're able for the national anthems of England and first Netherlands.
It's England against the Netherlands coming up after this short break. It's a crucial game in the UEFA Nations League between England and the Netherlands. Let's take A look at the two 11s, starting 11s. Changes for Sarina Wiegman from the side that lost in Belgium with Millie Bright's injury. Jess Carter partners Alex Greenwood in defence. And a 50th cap for Lauren Hemp, who leads the line, while Lauren James comes into the side for Alessia Russo. The Dutch field the same 11 that started the win over England in Utrecht. Arsenal midfielder Victoria Pelova also earns a 50th cap tonight. Well, simply put, England cannot afford to lose. They cannot afford to draw this one. Thanks to the defeats in Belgium and the Netherlands, leave the Lionesses in a precarious position. As it stands, the Dutch lead the group, and Belgium taking on Scotland at this current point in time, 0-0 at Hampden Park. If the Belgians don't beat the Scots tonight, that opens the door for England, but for the Dutch, they are in pole position, and they know what they have to do as well. Two Dutch managers tonight, of course, and only one of them wants the Dutch to win tonight, of course. Tess Olofsson from Sweden, the referee for this one. No VAR. Some of you may be relieved with that. But there is goal line technology. Well, the Dutch wearing that famous orange and England in white. The Dutch with that victory under their belt against England already, and the two sets of players take the knee under the arch. Well, away we go. There will still be one more group game after this one, but this one feels like the decider. And the Dutch have come to Wembley not to just sit off England and try and see if the Lionesses will break them down, but to win this game themselves. And alongside me, the soon-to-be United States manager, Emma Hayes. Had some early scouting for you here.
Well, I think, to be honest, this is a great opportunity to see two top teams, and you can see already what a matchup it's going to be, particularly with England playing in a back four and the Dutch playing in a back three.
So we look at the lineups, the way the two sides line up on paper, it's very much not the case. How they take to the field. How good will England be in possession of the football? That has been a problem for them in this Nations League campaign so far. But Lauren James back in the lineup for England tonight.
I think, like you mentioned, having possession of the ball is something that's instrumental to the Dutch play. Generally, they possess the ball at least 60% against the top nations, but it's this part of the game that's the most impressive. I mean, to give you context, if the Netherlands were to play in the WSL, they would be the most aggressive team out of possession. They'll be very aggressive with England building up in their own third.
Exactly how they were in Utrecht. They scored those two goals against England to beat them, the last of them coming in the 90th minute. Here's Kelly. And the first break forward for Lucy Bronze. And now Lauren Hemp. And Lauren James is briefly free in the middle, and Hemp may look for James. She does get her head to the ball, but over it goes.
Well, good start, good break by Lucy Bronze on the inside. You see Hemp peeling out wide naturally. And Lauren James on the back post. Gets up early, but too early.
See the England players wearing black armbands. In memory and respect, of course, of the passing of Terry Venables, the former England manager. And Domsar, an impressive figure between the sticks for the Netherlands, and one of several WSL players in this Dutch squad. Here's Janssen, and back into the side after injury. Spitzer, the most experienced player, not just in this Dutch side, but in world football. Stein, who will offer that threat in behind and on the shoulder of Jess Carter.
I think the fact that Netherlands will play with two up top, Berenstein in particular looks to threaten him behind, while Martins combines at coming short and drifting wide to create overloads.
Go long towards Lauren Hemp. An interesting thing to watch tonight. Leading the line, Lauren Hemp. Russo on the bench tonight for England.
Already Hemp peeling off of Spitzer, getting in that space behind Janssen. I think she's had an electric season so far.
Oh, a very special player for England. Not the first time she's played up front in the centre. An early set-piece chance for Greenwood. And a superb delivery from set pieces. Greenwood not happy. Positioning of the one-player wall. Jill Roord, a bit too close. Greenwood brings it into that penalty area. Might drop to Kirby. It's helped on by Bronze. They're trying to keep the move alive. Hemp looking for a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Janssen emerges with the ball. England winning it back quickly. Ferocious starts at Wembley. And then Kelly losing and then winning it. Then Groenen wins it for the Netherlands. And already setting the tone for this match.
I can't believe the official didn't award a free kick there on Lauren Hemp outside of the box. That was very clear, and if not, it was second moment with Lucy Bronze. But great tone from England.
So a few choice words there from Van der Donk to the referee. Lucy Bronze often one of the furthest players forward for England. Going forward to Hemp, who already in the first 5 minutes has seen plenty of the ball. I don't often say about a lone front player.
Well, it's equally aggressive from England. They're going player for player in the initial build-up. Most of these players are comfortable doing that at club level. Really front-footed from England.
Ball across can be a risky one, but Dykstra losing it. This might work out for England. Lauren James. Back to her Chelsea teammate Charles. And Charles towards the back post. Too much, asking too much for Kelly in the end. But you'll be keeping an eye on that left-hand side, won't you, Emma?
Well, I think good start, good switch of play, good link-up from James, and Charles looked to cut back onto her right foot, and Kelly known for coming in on the back post. England have got good numbers going forward.
Does make for could be quite the contest. And Domselaar goes forward to Roord. Pelova reaches out to James, but then ends up being a free kick to England. And Victoria Pelova, one of the standout Dutch players in the WSL now.
I think it's important for the official Olofsson to be on top of these early free kicks.
Greenwood, again they look for him. Not for the first time, and already Emma, she is an option up there, of course.
Oh, she's developing her game with her back to goal and her hold-up play, but where she's so threatening is in that stretch space. And against the back three, you can see she's running across Spitzer. She's a constant threat.
Dutch there, clearing that ball away effectively enough. And Domselaar go towards Bernstein, but in the way Greenwood, Kirby, and now Walsh. And Stanway going backwards that time. And looking to be precise with their passing. Bronze goes long, and this is awkward at the back. And Dykstra, calmly done in the end.
Well, it's the right decision by Dykstra. That indecision could have been catastrophic. Good decision from the centre-back. And as you said, really, really calm.
She did stand out in the reverse fixture from her raids forward from the back. Very Dutch, of course, for a centre-back to find themselves in the opponent's final third.
Oh, struggling already to get out of their own half. Some of it by error. But England certainly putting them under pressure.
And to rekindle a flame that burned so brightly, particularly last year for England. But they looked unbeatable at times. And were unbeatable in 2022. Here's Bronze. For an option, finds Walsh. Bronze. Small fed into Hemp. This time, Dutch can bring it away and win a free kick.
England struggling to retain pressure from the throw-in again. Player for player marking. Really good set-up by the Dutch. Make it difficult for England to switch the pitch.
These are the sort of setups. You can see there, Domselaar on the ball, again going long. Not necessarily a first choice, you would imagine.
No, but she's the spare player.
Walsh almost getting that pass in towards Kelly. Hansen loses it though. Stanway. Would it reach Lauren James? Not quite. A strong start from England.
Well, especially the fact that England are forcing Van Domselaar to kick long. You got fancy Carter and Greenwood in those areas to dominate against Berenstein and Martins. The question is, will the Dutch be brave enough to play, even though there's player marking all over the pitch?
You mentioned to me before the game, Emma, looking at England switching back to that back four. Might actually help them against the Dutch this time, exploiting their shape. Broad back in the WSL. This time they're with Manchester City, who've formerly been with Arsenal. Spitzer saw the gap to charge into. Again, can't get up the pitch at the moment, the Dutch. Bronze. A difficult moment here for Stanway to wriggle out of, but she does just that, and I think the England players, were expecting her to lose the ball there.
Well, it's a game of turnovers so far.
Straight away again. Brooks looking for that ball over the top. It's been the ball that so many teams have looked for when they face England.
Well, you can see Carter and Greenwood already thinking about the distances between them. Don't want to be caught on that split pass.
Such a competitive group, and only one of them could be at the Olympic Games next year. Here's James, sliding it into Hemp. Hemp shot! Saved! Van Domselaar got across.
Oh, what a save by Van Domselaar.
Well, a goal kick's been given here.
Oh, no chance. It's a fantastic save. You can see it from here. I mean, that was going in. Brilliant play from Lauren Hemp, and not for the first time. That little run across the face of Spitzer. She knows she's got the pace on her, and all coming from very aggressive defending from England.
Van Domselaar taking a goal kick in the end after making that save. First chance here for the Dutch to really get forward. Palova, that's not a bad ball at all. Bernstein is in and the numbers are up here. England are stretched and the Dutch score. Strike early, a huge blow for England and their Olympic hopes. But what a moment for the Netherlands.
It is, but so disappointed to be beaten by a single ball in behind the back line. There was failure to get pressure out wide here with Palova. Greenwood gets tight on the inside. Charles can't prevent the cross. And Lucy Bronze, she's asleep on the far side. He's got a tuck round. But let's give credit to Palova. It is a wonderful pass. And Berenstein does the rest. But I think Bronze could have anticipated that ball a little quicker.
A player earning her 99th cap tonight, Lynette Bernstein, with a big, big goal for the Netherlands.
Completely against the run of play. It just shows you Van Domselaar prevents a goal down one end. A minute later, Netherlands are 1-0 up.
Just to think, just moments before that save drawn by Van Domselaar, but a goal kick given, and from that goal kick, the Netherlands were able to build and give themselves an advantage, and it's a big advantage really, because the state of play in this group is that England need to win this game, and to have the advantage over the Netherlands, they need to win by more than one goal, because head-to-head separates the sides first of all. But then you might say the Dutch, of course, winning 2-1 in the Netherlands, but their goal difference is far superior to England's, which is the next thing taken into account.
Well, it's been a good start by England. Could have gone 1-0 up. But when you play the top teams, you play top players, and you'll watch that pass over and over again from Palova. It's world class. And that's why players that defend on the far side have to always be switched on.
Well, she knows so many of these Dutch players, managed them to great success, of course, but she won't have enjoyed that one, that's for sure. And Victoria Palova playing her part in that, a wonderful ball through from the position. It's not a position she plays for her club at the moment either.
Again, another player who's having a great season, been so valuable to everything Arsenal have been doing. She's gifted, and it just shows her qualities that she can play a wing back as well as inside.
Yeah, we've got that on the other side as well, and Brooks, who's not a conventional left back by any means, very much a forward. But England have to respond here. Greenwood, Charles, all over and shot out of position there. It's back with Spitzer. Calm head, who knows exactly what she has to do, and Bernstein trying to get it behind. England needed Carter to get back and Earps to come out. I suppose right now, Emma, England are in the position where they know they're going to need, realistically right now, 3 goals as it stands. Well, a long way to go, of course.
There is, but the Dutch plan is clear. They're happy to be compact, they're happy to be a little bit lower, but they're almost certain 1 or 2 passes they want to get in behind England's back 4. And Berenstein, so direct in her running, she's causing so many problems.
It's a big moment, really, in this game, of course, that award of a goal kick when it should have been a corner. 50 seconds later, the Dutch in front. And VAR wouldn't have saved that situation either before, if you're thinking that. Here's Charles. Losing out, Palova again, head up, looking for that pass, but calm enough to change her mind. And now in that central area, but a loose pass to Bronze. Stanway. Can't find James. Straight to Palova, influential so far for the visitors.
It's just so congested in those central areas. It really is, for both teams, really difficult to retain possession beyond 4 or 5 passes at this stage.
Well, this was a bad scoreline for England, so is the one coming through in the other game. The Belgians in front at home to Scotland. Rawn. We travel to Hampden next week, but as it stands, it'll be a dead rubber. Can they change that? Kelly.
I think the important part of this moment in the game is not to panic. It's still very early on, and when you go behind, particularly when you're on top, naturally the momentum swings. I think the experienced players need to get their foot on the ball and bring a little bit of composure to England's play. It's so frantic.
He knows, of course, there is a long way to go, but as Jonker, the Netherlands coach, hoping to take them to the Olympic Games again. Here's Brooks. Brooks allowed time, and they've got so many numbers up as well. England stretched again, and the shot goes wide from Van der Donk.
Real quality play from Brooks, but look at Bronze's positioning again. So much space to exploit. Carter steps out well. And you can see just scuffs it.
Talk about all the big players that England have, but the Dutch have some high-profile players themselves. Daniela van der Donk. Middle of that midfield, so much experience in this Netherlands side. Played together so much.
And that's what stands out. It's the experience down the spine, all the way from Spitzer up to Berenstein. A lot of experience.
So she has 99th cap tonight, Bernstein, but of course Martins 100 caps, Van der Donk over 100 caps, Groenen over 100 caps, Janssen as well. Brooks, one of the younger players in the team, but has caught the eye. Van der Donk. Janssen. Groenen. Moving the ball well. Looking very comfortable at Wembley. It goes to Palova. Palova looking to take on Charles. Over though. Ball across. It's out by Stanway. And now Charles looking for the option forward. To clip it towards Hemp, and Spitzer gets a foot in to win it back easily. And they've grown since the goal. Spitzer. Janssen. No presence in defence for the Netherlands. Missed the previous 2 matches in this group through injury. Here's Groenen. Roord. Don't give her space in advanced areas. Palova. Groenen. Dijkstra. Martins. It's looking rather easy for the Dutch at the moment.
Well, you could hear a pin drop in Wembley, and that's not helping the players.
Stein almost lost it, but they still have it. Groenen clips it forward, and Stanway has it. Can she get England out here? James. Kirby. Seems hard work for England to keep the ball at the moment.
They've got to be a bit more dynamic in their midfield. You see Kirby picking the ball up deep, but it's going to need moments, especially when Lauren Jane gets on the ball, to break lines into midfield. Get running at that Dutch back 3. It's too easy for them at this moment in time. The Dutch midfield is superior and on top.
Spitzer. Palova. Palova saw the gap. Brilliant work. Takes the shot on as well. And Charles will work hard to try and stop that going behind for a corner, but she can't. These are worrying times at the moment for England.
And you have to ride these moments. It's important. As I said before, the experienced players are calm, they stay organised, they stay in the game. But Palova just dictating, and not just by standing out on this right-hand side, just coming inside into pockets, creating the overloads. Very, very crafty player.
It's a corner for the Netherlands. Taken by Spitzer. Flips it towards the back post. Bronze gets it away, but not too far, and it's hooked back in again, off the crossbar. Spitzer. Just still not clear, and James across.
So important for England not to concede. It really is. And you see from the ball from Roord, it's just a cross back into the box. Fortunately for England, it hits the bar.
To face another corner here, though. Spitzer to take. She look for Roord again, this time towards the near post. Keep England guessing. That will be a goal kick in the end. This is the Nations League, of course, and we are in League A. There are 4 groups in total. And as it stands, with matches being played tonight, Group 1, of course, Netherlands leading the way, so they would qualify for the semi-finals, along with France, Germany and Spain as it stands. And in Germany's group, they're facing Denmark at the moment and beating them by 2-0, which is enough to have the Germans on top of the group on goal difference. Both Germany and Denmark on 12 points in their group. Here's Kelly. England need a spark from somewhere. Bronze inside looking for Kirby. Breaks to James. Good touch from Lauren James. Charles in space to her left. James goes herself. And she earns the right to go herself sometimes, but the option was there.
That's where I think England need her. I think in this moment in time, she's so press resistant. Look how she gets away from players running at the back three. Yes, she gets underneath it, but look what it does for the crowd.
Missed out on their last international break due to concussion. But such an important player for England going forward, Lauren James. But let's look back at the difference between the sides. And this moment, which should have been a corner, but was given as a goal kick. And 50 seconds later.
Yeah, look at this pass, though. But that's not good enough from England. Defending all round, not good enough. One single ball in behind. Berenstein certainly used all her experience, but equally Van Domsela deserves all the credit for keeping the scoreline to 0 for England.
And what that scoreline means is, as I said before, the Dutch are topping the group on 12 points, and if everything stayed the same, then the Dutch would qualify for the semi-finals. And the reason why you're seeing Belgium on 8 points is because Scotland have equalised in that fixture in Belgium, and it's a player you know very well, Erin Cuthbert.
Yes, get in.
A player who'd have a legitimate chance of being in the Team GB squad if England can help Team GB get there.
Well, it just makes it interesting, doesn't it? It's why the Nations League has been such a great competition.
Also keeps Scotland still in with a chance, a slim chance of not being the automatic relegation place, which is 4th in the group. 3rd, incidentally, would be a relegation playoff. That's where England are at the moment. And it would be a relegation playoff against one of the sides in League B. Bronze trying to play that ball down the line. There's all these permutations can change very quickly.
As we saw, England are 1-0 down because there was a superb save from Van Domsela, and then a superb moment in transition from Palova to put Berenstein in behind. England have quality on the pitch to score goals.
Charles out to James. They have so much attacking talent, England. And perhaps it's the balance in the rest of the side that's been a bit of an issue in this group so far. That, of course, affects the ability for those in the front line. Here's Bronze. Inside to Stanway. A bit of room for Stanway. Bronze. 3 waiting for a cross. Spitzer just drops into the right place and is able to help the Netherlands clear the ball. And as far as Stanway. Bronze. Kelly. Good movement from Stanway. A cheap fashion room to find the pass. Again, the Dutch in the right place. There's Carter, but only as far as Roord. And Bernstein wants that ball played over the top again. Good positioning from Greenwood. First glance, it seems a simple game plan from the Dutch when they want to break forward quickly.
Well, it's a fascinating game. It really is.
Walsh to James. Niamh Charles.
I think Niamh Charles is trying to keep the depth and balance for England. The threat, however, for the Netherlands is down the middle. I think she can force Palova to sit lower and force the Dutch into a back five.
Still high up the pitch at the moment as England come forward to Kelly. And Kelly loses the ball here. What will the Dutch choose to do in this particular chance to counter? Spitzer. And Bernstein every time with their arms up, looking for the pass over the top. Roord. Pelova. And Pelova with James getting back to win it back. And James will look to receive this ball and drive England forward now. Space on the right with Kelly. And James looked for that pass. Roots in the right place. And Domselaar.
Well, the interesting tactical battle is going into the 2v2. Carter and Greenwood against the Dutch front two. You get Greenwood being drawn into Martins, who's coming low, and Carter's then being left 1v1 with Berenstein, which is forcing Niamh Charles to sit a little lower.
And Russo on the bench, Rachel Daly on the bench, of course, and Beth Mead is there as well. The attacking options are there for England. We're not quite at that stage just yet, but this first half an hour, certainly the Dutch, who will be delighted with how things are going. Van der Donk losing it, and a fair challenge. Kirby into Hemp, Stanway. Kelly. Across it goes, and that's given a chance for Spitzer. Seems to be a magnet for the ball back there for the Netherlands.
Oh, what a player she is. Positionally, just outstanding everywhere in that central corridor. She reads when to step in, when to drop off.
It's a player who is only 33 now, but 226 caps now.
I mean, transitioned from a centre midfielder to a central centre back, and she sweeps so well for this team.
They might have to do so again here, though. Kirby. Hemp. Charles to James. Can England find a way through? The loose pass from Lauren James. Martins. So calm in possession, the Netherlands. Roord working her way up the pitch. They were unfortunate in many ways that they ran into Spain in the quarter-finals. The Dutch at the World Cup.
But they're so dominant in midfield in this game, they really are. Because Martins is dropping lower, she's giving the Netherlands that extra player advantage. And then at times narrow Pelova off, and they really are superior in there.
The Dutch players took a walk around Wembley before kick-off, soaking in pre-match atmosphere, and they're enjoying their time on the Wembley turf at the moment. That's going to be a free kick. And Greenwood limping away from the challenge, and a yellow card as well. It's Pelova again causing problems.
I'll be curious to see what Serena does in this game tactically, because there are advantages for England going forward. They're not utilising them, but going backwards, they're leaving themselves wide open, 2v2, and it's so difficult.
Could get even worse here. Now Spitzer has got a lot of power behind her strikes. Will she go for goal here? She try and test Mary Earps, even from this angle. England have been undone by a free kick in the Nations League already. Mary Earps watchful. Will Spitzer shoot or cross it? She shoots, and over it goes.
No, ambitious, to say the least, from there. But Pelova again running at the heart of the English defence.
Pelova already being talked about as a player who will be the long-term replacement for Kim Little when she does retire one day. Not just yet, of course. 24 years of age, Pelova.
Well, what a player to learn from. Kim Little, one of the very best.
A player who has played for Team GB at Olympic Games. Here's Spitzer. Johansson. Well, it was a fast start from England, but since the Netherlands took the lead, they've looked calm, collected, in control of this match. And Domselaar prepared to take the chance on that pass as well.
That's why I said I'll be interested to see what Sarina does. Will she go to a 3-5-2 and then give herself the extra player advantage at the back against the front two, and then match up 1v1 with the wing backs and put two forwards against their back three?
Let's see. With half an hour played, Pelova. Spitzer. Bernstein, the flag has gone up. Relief for England there.
But that's what I'm talking about. Lucy Bronze is the full-back forming the back three, as opposed to having three centre-backs deal with that. And because of that, the distances, especially to the right of Carter, is massive.
She was onside as well there, Bernstein. Kelly. Tricky place here. All Carter can do is put that ball forward. Martins. Bernstein. This is trouble for England again. Looking for a second, and it's through. Big, big, big problems for England. It's a long way back from here. 2 for Lynette Bernstein. And are they too good for the Lionesses at the moment?
Yes, is the honest answer at this moment in time anyway. But it's a clearance. Don't secure the first and the second ball. And now 1v1 again. And this player's been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, arguably should do better, but it's too easy to get into England's box, get the shot off. And I wonder if she'll go to the bench now to put Russo into the game. I think if they got any chance of getting back into it, then she should.
And Mary Earps couldn't keep the shot out from Bernstein, who has 2 to her name. And Walsh caught on the ball. And right now, well, we know before this game we knew that England needed to have a 2-0 victory at the very least against the Dutch to have things in their own hands if Belgium don't beat Scotland. But right now all England will just take any sort of victory from here.
It's just too comfortable, and you can see Fran Kirby's position in the 10. Lauren Hemp needs someone closer to her, someone higher. It's far too easy for the back three.
Well, let's just have a look at that second goal again. See if there's a chance here of an offside in the build-up. Now, Bernstein, it's Martins helping that on, and Bernstein collects the ball.
No, you're right. You're right.
But to think, of course, just moments before that goal, Bernstein was flagged offside when she was onside. But both of the Dutch's goals have had some fortune in them, but also you have to credit the quality as well. But here's Stanway, England desperate for something. Kelly strikes, oh, not that far away.
Oh, what a great effort from Chloe Kelly. Initially, I thought she was going to slide Lucy Bronze into the game. Inches away.
Puff of the cheeks from Chloe Kelly. That would have changed things very quickly. But England in desperate need, the tide to turn against a very impressive Netherlands side. They were impressive in the game in the Netherlands, but they're playing even better here.
Oh, but they were impressive at the World Cup. They're a top team.
Building on the foundations laid by Sarina Wiegman. James. Now Bronze looking for the pass into James. Kirby. Hemp on the turn. Bronze. Kelly. The quality is out there for England to score goals in this game. Charles. Lauren James looks to curl one, but that's comfortable for Van Domselaar.
Well, at least it was sustained pressure from England. You see, they had numbers forward. They're set up in better positions to have good rest defence.
Well, I mentioned all the experience in this Netherlands side, but so much credit, of course, has to go to their current manager, Andries Jonker. He's put it all together very nicely indeed here. The last time the Netherlands visited England, a 5-1 defeat in 2022, just before the Euros. It seems completely, even though so many of the players are the same, a completely different outlook tonight.
But it's really well drilled, 3-5-2. And as I said, when you're playing against player for player everywhere, doesn't feel like England are coping very well at getting away from the press individually.
Here's Jansen. Van Domselaar can fire that pass back out to Jansen. Every Dutch player playing with confidence at the moment. Stanway. The only thing in England's favour as it stands is the time left in the game. Hemp. Roared on by the crowd. Bronze. Stanway. Bronze. Stanway. Time to shoot. It's blocked by Dijkstra. And Spitzer away. Not for the first time. Here's Carter. And Bronze back to Walsh.
Well, Hemp has definitely been England's bright spark, but Stanway for sure is coming into the game.
And of course, closing in on half-time. And you talk about the changes, Emma, that maybe Sarina Wiegman might do. Do you feel like she's going to wait until half-time to make them as it stands?
Yes, she will, and maybe longer. But the game absolutely needs Russo.
The starter, it just needs an England goal from an England point of view. In goes the free kick. Oh, and headed wide, Lucy Bronze. Probably the player England want those chances to fall to, but wide it goes.
Well, it's a good ball into a good area. Look at the numbers. The Netherlands defend the central areas from those wide free kicks really well. There's minimal gaps between.
Well, incredibly, when you look at the stats from this first half, 51% possession for England, so not much in that. 6 attempts on goal for England, 5 for the Netherlands, not much in that either. But of course, you have to look beyond those simple things to see how things have gone the way of those in orange. Bronze. Into Walsh, wanting to play that pass. And look at Spitzer. And a turn as well. Just knitting everything together in defence and attack.
But look at the positions Martins is taking up. She's just coming off the England centre-backs.
Well, one back though by Stanway. Runs in field and just stretched to win that. No foul according to the referee. Van der Donk. Martins again finding those spaces, and Bernstein again running off Carter. And Earps puts it out of play.
But that split forward pairing, Martins dropping off, Bernstein in behind, has worked a treat this first half. And that's what I mean for England, who is running off of Lauren Hemp. England's midfield are not close enough to her. They're not stretching beyond. And Lauren James is not in the game.
Walsh. Her pass forward is to Hemp. Waiting for support. Kelly coming up with her. Hemp taking on Janssen. No way past Janssen. And now Spitzer. And at times in this first half they've played with a swagger, and they're doing it again. And we've said it several times already, everywhere you look on this pitch for the Dutch, they've got experienced players who play for big clubs. Pelova.
And most importantly, they've got extra players in the central area. They've always got a spare player because, like I said, Martins dropping down allows that to happen.
Van der Donk. Pelova. And this Dutch side, players who are at or have played for, likes of Lyon and PSG, Barcelona, Arsenal, Wolfsburg. The best in the club game. Chelsea aside, of course.
Well, you just mentioned some great players.
And here's Spitzer. Van der Donk. And at the moment, the Netherlands just knocking the ball around and looking comfortable, and then waiting to spring that trap that they've sprung so many times in this first half that's worked a treat. When England get the ball, feels harder work at the moment. Here's Kirby. James. Quietened Wembley at times in this first half as well. Carter. Well, about to find out how much added time we're going to have at the end of this first half. Might be a little longer here with Janssen down and staying down as well. In a bit of pain at the moment. Oh, you can see there.
Yeah, she rolled her ankle. Half-time can't come quickly enough for England, I think.
And the reason why is because of the scoreline. Now, we're just looking here in the build-up to that goal. Did Martins get a touch on towards Bernstein? If she did, Bernstein was offside.
Not on that camera angle, it didn't. However, disappointed all round. It started with an initial clearance up the pitch. Didn't deal with the first and the second balls. And then Carter just swinging a foot at it and leaving Greenwood 1v1. It's a catalogue of errors.
We'll just get one back before half-time. It would really open up the second half. Charles. James. Plenty of white shirts forward. Lauren James, that's not a bad ball. Still haven't cleared their lines effectively here. Bronze, and the shot taken on by Kirby. Greenwood. Charles. Charles will drive, but the touch is too heavy in the end.
And she hasn't done it enough this first half. She really hasn't. And granted, she's had to defend a lot, particularly with that positioning of Roord on the inside and Pelova on the outside. And because England have had very little control in midfield, it's been hard for their fullbacks to get forward.
Ian Verink, the assistant to Serena Wiegman. Will England turn to Beth Mead? Hasn't played for England for a year. A long-term injury. Pretty much the same injury suffered by her club teammate Viviana Miedema, who is on the bench for the Netherlands tonight as well.
Oh, how great for Mead to be back in this. The work she's done to get back.
This was November last year. And meant the standout player at the Euros, the top scorer at the Euros, runner-up Former Player of the Year. Walsh. Found there by Bernstein. Not according to the referee, actually. And Martins can't shrug off bronze. Half-time. A miserable first half at Wembley for England. Thanks to some sharp Netherlands play and 2 goals for Lynette Bernstein, the second of which squirming past Mary Earps, who was frustrated not to keep it out. It's a long road back from here for England. Half-time at Wembley. England 0, the Netherlands 2.
The 2 group favourites face off. Feels like the decider. And the Dutch strike early. A huge blow.
Bernstein, this is trouble for England again. Looking for a second, and it's through.
It's a long way back from here.
Okay, half-time at Wembley. So, as it stands, it's England that are 2-0 down, unfortunately. Let's have a little look at the table and how it stands at the moment, because doesn't make for good viewing. England are not in the driving seat. They're going to be 3rd in the table. We can't show you at the moment, but trust me, England are 3rd in the table, which means at the moment we're going out of the Nations League. I think basically inside the studio everybody doesn't want to see this graphic, because if we don't see it, it means it's not real. But we're in a very real position. We're losing the game, righty. The first goal that England concede is done in a manner where we highlighted England's problems on the break at the beginning of the show. Why does this keep happening?
I don't think that we've grasped it. I don't think our midfield have got the energy to stay with it. You know, they're not even seeing danger. You know, I think that Jill Roord and Van der Donk are picking up positions where, whether it's Kira, whether it's Georgia Stanway, whoever it is, no one's getting close enough to them to dissuade people from passing it to them and getting time to turn. And once they turn, you know, with Berenstein's pace, it's going to be a problem. But like, we don't seem to be closing down well enough. We're not doing it in the mid-block. We're not getting on the ball, and we can't keep the ball up front as well. It's a poor performance. I think the Dutch have been very, very good.
The defending for it, was that disappointing for you as well, Karen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have to agree with Wright and everything we mentioned at the start of the show, the structure and everything. But you know, this is the goal now for me. It's a system error all over the shot, really. And I think for the first time in a while, I think Sarina has got this wrong. But this is the ball in behind. We highlighted at the start of the show. It's far too easy defensively. But I think the next clip now is where we see it. So the midfield, right, as you mentioned,
well,
are
you
out.
can see Georgia Stanway. At some stage, someone's got to recognise the fact that Danielle Van der Donk has come too far across. Now Alex Greenwood has got a massive problem. Jess Carter's trying to play offside, but she hasn't got enough to see enough time on the ball, so she shouldn't be doing that. Then Lucy Bronze should be coming across, because you could see there that, you know, she's struggling. Now she's trying to get across. You can see she nearly gets there, and now she scores.
I think if Lucy comes across earlier and recognises that space, they end up bumping into each other anyway. So actually, it's about the timing of Lucy coming across. Yeah. If she comes across, she clears that ball. But it was all over the place in terms of Jess stepping out, Alex stepping out, and then Lucy not coming across.
Not organised.
Yeah.
Any talk us through the second goal that we conceded? Again, it's Lynette Berenstein. She's got a brace in this game already at half-time.
I just sense there's a bit of fear about Berenstein. You know, Jess is there.
Pace. She's going to frighten
She's
them.
got the pace, but when you're there, put a tackle in. You see here, Jess hesitates.
Yeah.
You know, and now she's on the front foot. And you know, look, Mary Earps, we've seen her do much better than that in terms of the strength of the hand. But that initial tackle, Jess has got to really believe it. It feels like there's a little bit of fear about Berenstein, maybe because she got the first goal. But even in this position
that looks bad.
Mary's got to do better.
That looks bad. She's miskicked that, and you know, we know that Mary's done some amazing things, but she has to make that save.
I think sometimes you just got to accept that tactically we've been outdone today. Yeah. I think team selection's been wrong. You know, we might be able to press, but right, you said if we can't press in midfield and we're being exposed at the back. You know, we've had 1 clean sheet in 8, and after today this could be our 4th defeat in 6. So credit for the other tournaments we've been in, but for this campaign, it's been really, really disappointing from us.
I told you, it doesn't make for good reading. No. England in 3rd spot now in the Nations League at the moment in this group, which means they are going out if the scoreline doesn't change. They needed to win this game by 2 clear goals, and at the moment they're down by 2. See at the bottom there, Belgium against Scotland as well. Scotland managing to draw against Belgium 1-1 at half-time. We'll keep you updated with that score. But as it stands, England need to find something from somewhere, because at the moment it's the Netherlands who are 2-0 up. Sarina's old team at half-time. Tough night so far at Wembley for the Lionesses. Second half coming up next. OK, we have the FA Cup and La Liga this weekend for you on Sunday. FA Cup second round, Eastleigh against Reading. It's at 12:40 p.m. and it's including the draw for the third round on ITV1. And then Wrexham against Yeovil Town, that follows on ITVX on Monday. Wimbledon take on Ramsgate at 7 p.m. on ITV4 and ITVX. Now on Sunday night, more La Liga for you. Barcelona against Atletico Madrid, 7:30 p.m. on ITV4. Second half coming up here at Wembley between England and the Netherlands. And as it stands, England are 2-0 down. We were speaking about shape. We were thinking what they might need to do. They've made a change off the bench. Beth Mead has come on. This will be her first appearance in over a year for England. Chloe Kelly is coming off. Ian, tell me a little bit more about why this isn't working.
Just a little bit worried about the midfield. None of them are picking up anyone. You could see them there. Massive amount of space for Jill Roord. Then she can turn. Massive amount of space here again, and then you could see it coming out to Pullover. I cannot understand what we're doing. I don't know if we're doing a high block, mid-block, because our midfield are nowhere near them. Look how easily they've come out there. That is a massive worry.
No, I couldn't agree more. And look, I'm interested to see the formation. I know Beth's coming on, Beth Mead now, and it's great to see her back. But I just worry about big pitch with overexposed as it is. Personally, I would have changed shape. I would have put Russo on. I don't know what you think.
It's a like for like. I can't understand them. Unless we're going to do something in the midfield to get hold of the ball and get someone on who's going to keep it up there. I can't understand that.
It's change of personnel, not change of shape. And I'd like to see us change shape in the game, in the second half, if these problems continue, these gaps continue. Because like changes, I'm not sure it changes much.
OK, here we go. Second half coming up. Let's see what this England side can do to get back in this game. They need to win by 2 clear goals. As it stands at the moment, they are going out of the Nations League. Your commentary team, Emma Hayes alongside Seb Hutchinson.
A change apiece from either side. England need a lot to change in this game. Beth Mead on for Chloe Kelly. I'll give you the Dutch sub in a second. It's Damaris Igarola at the base of that midfield for them, the tall figure who's just behind Van der Donk at the moment. She's come on for Jackie Grunen. Here's Kirby. And on to Hemp, but Dijkstra across. And Emma, we'll get your thoughts on that one change from England at half-time. Surprising it's just that change.
Well, a change was needed. However, I thought it might have been with more support for Lauren Hemp as opposed to less. My issue is that England's midfield can't go beyond.
Here's Charles, though, getting forward. James, plenty of orange shirts there. The crowd out, and the player emerges with the ball. Sharita Spitzer. She did so often in that first half and wins a goal kick as well. But yes, surprise of Beth Mead. It was November 2022 when she picked up that ACL injury when at Arsenal, and now back in an England shirt, and a magical player for England last year, but still asking a lot of the state of the game.
Well, first of all, working with players when they rehab from that injury, trust me, they spend 8 hours every day trying to get back to playing football. So full credit to Beth Mead. This has been something she's worked really hard to make sure she's here, and she's got the qualities to make an impact.
So does Lauren James. Lauren James sending it towards Mead. Oh, great for him. One thing we do know about Beth Mead is she knows how to score goals, certainly for England.
Oh, absolutely.
The hat-trick at this very stadium. Going to Northern Ireland in the qualifier for the Euros. Bronze. Kirby. Charles, who had a fast start to the first half before the Netherlands took over. Strong start to the second half here. Charles looking down the line, and Van der Donk trying to see it out, but she can't. And Frank Kirby can't quite win it. And of course, Frank Kirby's placed another player who's returned recently after a long layoff.
Yeah, and she's working to get back to those levels. I think when it comes to playing the 10, at least in this moment in the game, I think it would be good to see someone stretch beyond Lauren Hemp. I thought Russo would come into the game, but what you can see from England is that Beth Mead is getting closer, especially when the ball's going down the left-hand side. She's such a goal threat. And both Niamh Charles and Lucy Bronze are looking to push on. And merely Keira Walsh will sit in front of that back two and try and protect.
With Beth Mead out for a long time, but Viviana Miedema also returning from the same type of injury. The Arsenal striker, but such an important figure for the Dutch, but they don't miss her at the moment. And not expected to play a part tonight, but Jonker wanted her part of this squad all the same. She works her way back. Lucy Bronze. Again, early in the second half, England needs something. Of course, a win by 2 goals seems a long, long way away. Charles can't find James, but a win for England wouldn't mean they were automatically out of the Nations League. Just mean that it would still be advantage Netherlands due to goal difference. Need that win to be by more than 1 goal. Here's Bronze and Walsh. Stanway. Mead. Has that ball down the line. And if things were to stay the same as they are, with it being 1-1 in Belgium between them and Scotland, it would be a situation where England will be 3rd in the group, facing a relegation playoff. Would need to beat Scotland and hope that Belgium don't beat the Netherlands in their final game. Well, Scotland would be relegated as it stands.
Well, I think right now England's focus has got to be on getting back into the game. You can see Netherlands comfortable. They're happy to drop into a 5. You can see when they go into the deepest spaces, they're content to do that.
France facing Austria tonight, and the French are beating Austria. If that was to stay the same, France will guarantee their place in the semi-finals. Bernstein chases that. Carter was there that time. Bronze strong with a header, and the referee is not going to give a free kick here, but I think she is going to stop play due to a potential head injury here to Martins. She caught by the elbow here from Bronze.
Oh, I don't think there was much in it. I think we might see some of these tactics in the second half in terms of slowing the game down. And England in particular will want to build momentum. But it's so difficult because, like I said, I mean, looking at this goal again, this is what they're so good at. Happy to absorb a bit of pressure and then hit on the counter. And this player has done a tremendous job. And here, just poor error from Jess Carter. And then from Mary Earps. And as I said before, it's a catalogue of errors.
A special night so far for Annette Bernstein. Martins, checked over here. Another of those high-profile players for the Dutch. Former World Footballer of the Year, just as Lucy Bronze was. Beth Mead runner-up in that.
I think Martins has really suited coming inside, and in particular dropping in to form the diamond midfield. Plays the role really well.
Everybody playing their roles well for the Netherlands in this particular match. Zigarola, who's the user of the ball, the base that midfield, England winning it back. Bronze playing it into Kirby, and James went for the reverse pass. The shot was there.
I don't know why Lauren James didn't shoot from there, but good anticipation this time from Lucy Bronze. You can see both fullbacks for England. You probably can't see what I can is tactically both Charles and Bronze are pushed much higher.
Carter taking a chance. England might have to take some chances, though, the way this game is going.
Oh, absolutely. They've got a risk.
Too controlled for the Dutch so far. Stanway, no foul. Straight to Bronze, the pass. Beth Mead, that's a good ball. Kirby hooking it back inside when maybe the shot was on for her as well. Hemp does very well indeed. Kirby, James can't keep it down.
Well, I think that's been James in front of goal all night. Nothing on target. And just lacking that bit of confidence inside the box. As you said, they're either hooking on, making an extra pass, and there's the opportunity to shoot. And both Kirby and James.
Huge frustration for Sarina Wiegman at the moment. Broad. Over sending that forward, and Bernstein a constant threat for this England side, and Greenwood stretched there, forcing the throw in. Bernstein.
Oh, really good play from Bernstein. Just gets half a yard, forces the throw in.
Who led the line for the Dutch during the World Cup, with Wiedemar out through that injury. Here's Palova. Bernstein again. And Palova. Dijkstra. These are the sort of patterns the Dutch got on the ball and moving it around and keeping it away from England. Palova trying to turn away from Charles. Uses the ball so well, Palova. Dijkstra. Martins. Can't find Brooks, and now Bronze bring it away. But a heavy touch from Bronze. She's fortunate there, she didn't make contact. Roller. Martins. Only need goals, of course, but can't guarantee that the Dutch won't score again. Here's Walshaw. Hemp has probably been the brightest player for England. And off she goes again. Stanway, heavy touch, might break to Kirby. Mopped up by Van der Donk.
Just not quick enough on the release. Hemp does all the hard work. But look how quickly Netherlands recover into their block. And as I said, comfortable to get into a 5-back.
England have created chances, though, in this game. Down the line it goes to Kirby, putting pressure on Spitzer. But Spitzer unruffled tonight.
I mean, what a performance Spitzer's put in. Just the art of positioning yourself well. Everything, even when the balls have gone out wide. Protected the front spaces really well. She moves early. She's a super footballer.
A part of this Dutch team for nearly 2 decades. Incredible servant for the country, leader, and still a top player. Here's Greenwood. Palova. Bernstein just finds Roord. Van der Donk can pick the pass. And this, oh, she just caught in 2 minds there, Palova. May have been able to get there.
Well, it was slightly over hit.
And is really impressed as head coach of this Dutch side of the what they considered a big disappointment in their performance at the Euros last year. Quarter-final exit. Wonkers came in, managed the side. They're playing well tonight. But here come England with James and Charles. James tries to play that ball. That's not a bad ball. A goal back. Stanway. Game on for England. And straight away they grab that ball and take it back to the centre spot. A lifeline.
Well, that's where you want to see Georgia Stanway. Really good play. Switch the ball out to that left-hand side. Charles further forward this half, and James where you want her, more central. And a brilliant header. She just heads the ball back across from where it came from. Impossible for Van Domselaar. And game on.
So a goal for Georgia Stanway, a goal for England, 2-1. And as soon as the Dutch conceded that goal, Jill Roord ran across to Jonker, the manager. That's a few things to say. James can't get to that. Dijkstra. When England scoring early in this second half, means right now we're in that sort of position. The next goal could really change everything in this group, it feels.
I think the difference has been the fullbacks pushing on, not been worrying about their wing-backs. They've pinned them, made it more difficult.
Bronze taking the gamble to try and get past Danai Segurola. Bronze again. England surely now going to see both of their fullbacks get forward. James gets it back. Out it goes to Charles. That's not the best pass, but Charles keeps it alive. And Charles inside Mead. Will this break for England? It might do! It does! Hemp 2-2! And England are right back in this one. And the hopes of reaching the Nations League finals is still alive.
Wow, what a great team goal that was. Just various different phases. Charles does well again. This is brilliantly well taken from Beth Mead. And I think that combination from Kirby sets it up so well. And finally, England have numbers forward. So they're able to control both the first and the second phases. That's a brilliant finish.
Celebrated by the players about to come on as well. On her 50th cap, Lauren Hemp scores her 16th goal for England. And all of a sudden, things have changed. I think England were planning to make 3 substitutions. They can make a total of 5 tonight. We believe they're just going to make the 1 now.
Well, it suited England to have no spare player at the back. And I mentioned this in the first half, if the spare player is the full-back, it made no sense because the Netherlands just wanted to play the ball central between the 2 centre-backs. So Greenwood, Carter, they have to win their 1v1s, something they didn't do well enough in the first half. But they are in the second.
Well, incredible, really. The Netherlands, who seem so comfortable. But now, all of a sudden, things feel very different. It's Mead. Hemp on the move, Mead. Hemp. Inside to Stanway. Can't find Bronze. We have quite the game on our hands now, because that threat is still there for the Netherlands. And Bernstein holds on to it, and that's what they need right now.
But England have to go for it. They look so much better when they're on the front foot. They're confident, they're pushing numbers forward.
Pelova. And you mentioned it in the first half, Emma, about trying to force Pelova back. Get Charles forward, get Bronze forward.
Absolutely. Didn't happen enough, and now Pelova's having to do a lot more defending.
Well, Jess Carter going off here. Must be Morgan replacing her at the back. Who's been in many an England squad, doesn't really get a look in. But she's going to see this one out, and I can only imagine there is that tactical or injury issue there.
I don't know. I don't think Jess has had a great game. However, I think Morgan perhaps will be coming in to deal with that threat in behind.
Speaking of a threat in behind, Renate Jansen is on for the Netherlands, the player who scored the winner in Utrecht. Kirsten Kasperij has also come on. So the Dutch ringing the changes as well in what is such a big period, and I suppose for both managers right now, these are the moments.
But also, if you're going 1 for 1 at the back, you have to win your foot races. And that's what England have to be perfect on, because there's no doubt the Dutch will get chances.
The question is, will England? And of course, 2-2, this scoreline is still not good enough for England. And it's a scoreline which they wouldn't be able to qualify from here. It does open the door back up for Belgium, though, who are still drawing against Scotland, and if the Belgians were to take the lead, they would go to the top of this group, would you believe? Here's bronze.
But England have switched the ball from right to left much better in the second half. It's been Bronze stepping in, finding Kirby in that inner corridor, and from there England have been able to connect and play on that side of the pitch.
Just under 2 minutes between the two England goals. Have England in a position here, a much, much better position than they were at half-time. And with so much time left, Morgan's clearance though, Stratega roller, Bronze can't win it. I suppose the Dutch are sort of caught in two minds here as well. And Kasperij losing that ball to Mead, and Mead to Hemp. Spitzer comes across. Mead. And now Walsh. Kirby. And no chance this time of Niamh Charles hanging back at all. She's getting involved in these attacks. Lauren James. You might actually see the Dutch start to sit off deep here. Who knows if as time goes on, because they know their scoreline is good enough for them still. But they're stretched once more. The group looking good for the Dutch still, just about, but it's all very tight again. It's actually the same difference between the teams as it was at the start of the evening.
You can see Spitzer just taking a tactical timeout. And what a ball from Lauren James, and it's exactly what Stanway wanted. And here, it's a brilliant setback. And I think Lauren Hemp's been brilliant all night. But she's had numbers closer to her in the second half. It's been a big difference.
And you might have thought at first glance like for like bringing Mead on for Kelly in terms of the positions they play, but as Emma has said, they're getting closer to Lauren Hemp, giving us some support, and she's going to get some more support here, assuming she's going to stay on. It's Russo and Toon, the former Manchester United teammates, also now at Arsenal, and Spitzer at the moment being checked over. They wouldn't want to lose her in this moment in the game. And there's a spring in the step of the English substitutes. Of course, Russo and Toon, who were the super subs at the Euros. Walsh looking for Mead. Seems to be moving well out there at the moment.
Well, one thing's for certain, we know Toon and Russo are, as you said, super subs for England.
So Kirby going off. Who will be the second change? This will be interesting. And Toon on for Stanway. There's some words for Niamh Charles there as well. This could be a grandstand finish.
It looks like Lauren James has gone inside and Hemp out on that left-hand side.
Looks like England have the bit between their teeth, though, at the moment. Charles. Hemp. Hemp moved across to Morgan. Bronze. Time to just clip it in here. This is promising in towards Russo. So the Netherlands at the moment are down to 10 because Spitzer is off the pitch and isn't going to be able to continue, we hear. A player who's probably been up there with the standout players in this game.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant performance for her. They're going to miss her leadership at this part of the game, but it's all about England now. They're in the ascendancy, and they've got to make the most of the moments because they can absolutely win this game.
And they have the extra player out there at the moment, Charles. They do from this sort of position, Hemp trying to pass it back inside. The Dutch will want to just put this ball out of play, you would fancy, but they can't clear it. Morgan. They just lost their way a bit, the Netherlands. They had the ball and a player down, and they might be stretched as Mead almost getting it behind. The pass from Brooks was short, and another player being forced back. They can make that change now. The Netherlands, so Spitzer goes off, and you can't help at the moment. Van Dongen wanted to come on, now can come on.
No, I mean, that's embarrassing. I think they were waiting for a player to come off, not realising that Spitzer was already off the pitch.
A long way down the tunnel right now. So without their leader, the Dutch, and they've lost their lead as well. Here's Russo. Fires it out. That energy is there, but too much of it. But England have time here.
No, but what England are doing, they're securing all phases. They really are. Most of the game is being played in the Dutch half.
If England were to secure the win needed from here, it would be one of the great England comebacks. But there is time for that comeback. And how quickly things have changed for Sarina Wiegman's side at the moment.
Well, you have to take your chances, and they've done that. 2 big chances in the second half, they've put them away.
England want to keep them pinned in. Toon helping it on. Bronze just hooks it forward. And Domsalar will take. They just want to slow things down, calm things down. That is the thing about football, things can change so quickly, even with a 2-0 lead. Brooks. Again, wanting to get that ball forward, not moving the ball out so well. That's a risky ball from Brooks across, and Hemp collects from Kasparai. Hemp turns, almost got through. Walsh never scored for England. What a moment that would have been to score.
But her positioning is so much higher. And England's counter-press the entire second half has been better. Look at Walsh's position. She's in an area to make sure England can keep the attack.
Hemp was turning away from her Manchester City teammate Kirsten Kasparai. And Bronze getting that forward. The flag is up. Oh, how tight was that?
It was the correct decision.
Not tight at all. But the way Russo's come on here.
That's a great energy. It's certainly setting the tone for the team. And that's what you want, to go to your bench and you bring players in that can take it up a notch at this stage of the game.
But do the Netherlands still have that threat? The passing has not been as precise, given away by Brooks. And Bronze will drive forward. Pass it inside. Toon can't secure the ball. There is a real energy about England at the moment, but of course they do have time. They don't have to rush it too much. Here's Greenwood.
And for me, it was as simple as pushing the fullbacks up. It pinned them into a 5 more often and allowed the spaces, particularly to dominate in the midfield. And either side of the Dutch two central midfielders.
Hardly said Palova's name in this second half. Features so highly, and again struggling. Van Dongen giving the ball away. Mead tried to pass that ball inside to Toon. Phil, an England chance is moments away, and Van der Donk can't believe that's not the Netherlands ball. Still it's going to be bronze. Well, they're still leaving two up though. James does get that ball, keeps that ball. Bronze. Morgan. Bronze. Seeing a lot of the ball for England. Mead. And that's a risky pass from Mead. And Greenwood can't hold on to it. Here's Roord. England stretched. Martins. Forced back. Van der Donk helping it on. Bernstein competing for it. Greenwood there first. Here's Toon. This could be a frantic finish as England give the ball away. Bernstein. And Bernstein stepping inside on a hat-trick. Let the shot go. It was easily blocked in the end. Brooks. Van der Donk. This is what the Dutch needed. Roord. Janssen. Janssen. Kasparai. Janssen. Yeah, just happy to have the ball at the moment, but that's not going to keep the ball. There's over 70,000 in attendance at Wembley tonight. And hoping, the vast majority of them hoping that England can find two more goals from here.
Well, the team's going to need them in this last part of the game. It's been really good momentum from England.
There are a few Dutch fans in here tonight, as they always are. Such great travelling support, all in orange. The scoreline is still very good for them. Into added time in Belgium, and it's Belgium 1, Scotland 1. And that's actually a score that would help England if they can find two goals from here, because it would mean the group would be in their hands. They'd simply need to beat Scotland in the final game. And that will not be on their minds right now. On their minds right now is finding those goals in this game. Here's Greenwood. And that's going to go straight out of play. It's been a good couple of minutes here for the Dutch, really.
Yeah, they just lost their way last couple of minutes, England. Simple square ball turnover. And it just quietens the crowd again.
The reason why an England victory wouldn't really be enough ultimately, with just a single goal victory I should say, is because the goal difference is +5 for the Netherlands at the moment. It's 0 for England at the moment, so even if England were to win, it's a 4-goal advantage for the Dutch heading into the final matches. Janssen down the line, Kasparai. She does have support here. Roord is there with her. Janssen. Bernstein. Good control. Oh, you thought the hat-trick might have been there for her, but the shot was blocked, and that must be a yellow card. There'll be no escaping that one. Van Dongen.
Oh, absolutely. It's a clear yellow card, but good defending from Alex Greenwood in the box. There you see the tug on the shirt from Van Dongen.
Just feels on a tightrope at the moment, this game.
Well, it needs another goal for England, then I think everything's possible. There's still time.
Greenwood. know they need two to keep things in their hands, but also just simply a win would mean they're not out of it yet. Van der Donk. Well, that's going to be a free kick to the Dutch. This scoreline, though, does mean England would not be able to qualify for the Nations League's finals. Things as they stand. It doesn't mean the Dutch are qualified, though, because Belgium drawing with Scotland will still go down to the final game for them.
Well, one thing is clear, this format will improve players and teams. I think it's a welcome addition to women's international football.
Whatever happens, we are going to have a very strong Final Four as well. Ball clipped into that box, Brandstein going up for it. Almirola keeping it alive, and then Brooks flashing it over. A player who has scored some stunning goals for the Dutch, but not with that attempt. And not wasting no time. Walsh. Out to Bronze to stretch the pitch. Bronze inside, Toon. That's not a bad ball, helped on by James. Here's Hemp. Can Hemp pick the pass? Mead! Attacked it, but wide it goes.
Oh, really good play from England. From back to front. What a crossfield pass from Keira Walsh out to Lucy Bronze. And here, a little dink from Lauren Hemp. You've seen Mead do this so many times in her career. And just gets under it.
As it stands, all the England fans, such a popular player, of course, Beth Mead. They'll be so glad that she's back. Will she get a chance to play in another Olympic Games, though? That is still the big question. Stein on to Martins. And she just plays that ball down the line. Playing for territory, really. Keeping England a long way from that Netherlands goal. And with the scorelines as they are in the other groups in Ligue A, Spain will have qualified for the semi-finals, having won all their games as it stands. They're currently beating Italy. Germany level on points with Denmark, so that looks like that's going to go down to the final round of matches. Here's Russo. Momentarily 4 against 4, but the orange shirts are getting back. But Russo, can she find that ball across? Kasparai was calm at first, and then rescued her clearance somewhat, but did get it away all the same.
Nice shame Russo couldn't get release of her pass sooner. And 2 players on the inside. I think she's injected the right pace and energy to the game.
Bronze. Send it in, Russo. Hold that ball up, Toon. Looking to secure it, Toon. Good work, deflected! Oh, I thought it might squirm in, but no, it's a corner.
Oh, certainly worth the risk. It's great feet from Toon in here. Comes off the back of Dijkstra.
Donselaar didn't know where that ball had gone. Beth Mead with a corner. Everybody back for the Netherlands. Everybody bar 2 players for England forward. In goes the corner. It's well defended. They have a player down at the moment, the Dutch. Mead swings it in. Plenty forward, looking to attack it, but the header from Greenwood is wide.
You see there was a collision with Bronze.
And Van der Donk.
Yeah.
The play did continue there. Of course, Greenwood with that header had that head injury in the match against Belgium, which she had to be substituted for, but she recovered in time to play again for her club even before this game. Getting instructions now from Serena Wiegman, with, I imagine, about 10 minutes left in this game.
Well, normally this is when she throws an extra body high. The last 10 minutes of a game.
Well, this has been special match, actually, of special importance, but it is actually the 50th anniversary of the first meeting of these two nations, women's football, 1973 at Reading's Elm Park. England won that game by 1-0, and members of both those teams are here tonight to watch this game in attendance. They were in the tunnel before the game and taking part in the pre-match ceremonies. The Guard of Honour was formed as well as the England and Netherlands players took to the field. Van der Donk's going to have to come off here, and for England, we're about to see Rachel Daly, a great scorer of goals, and oh, they need her now.
Well, they don't have Millie Bright to throw up top, so
yes, of course.
This is the 10-minute tactic, and of course, makes absolute sense to do that with Daly.
It is time to take that risk, but right now it's a free kick to the Netherlands. They will make the changes. Van der Sanden is going to come on as well. And speaking of experience, here comes another one. Janice van der Sanden, who is playing in England at the moment for Liverpool, but a player who's seen it all in football, really. Van der Donk goes off with that injury. But Van der Sanden, who was quite the player.
Well, what great experience, Seb, to bring into the game.
Just want to secure that ball. Van der Sanden runs into Lucy Bronze. Two former Lyon players. The Bronze, now Bernstein is quick, and Bronze had to make that challenge and did.
Well, she absolutely had to make it. I think real credit to Esme Morgan coming into the game. It's everything's on the line. I think she's given great depth at the back for England.
Here's Walsh. Maybe a point though that the Dutch will just sit off, but it hasn't come yet. Here's Lauren James. Here's Russo on the turn, goes for the shot but drags it wide.
Needed an extra pass. Good build again. James and Russo combining. There are options. See Tooney's position. Could have had a 2v1 overload on the far side.
Speaking of overloading your front line, in comes Rachel Daly to join Russo up top. They've got Hemp on the pitch, Mead on the pitch, Daly and Russo.
Well, they've just gone to three at the back. Push Hemp into wing-back position with Beth Mead. And had two up top. Perhaps Serena would have gone there sooner, had the momentum not swung in England's favour.
Still need a goal, England. But to repeat again, it's the head-to-head that would cost them in the end, as it stands. In goes the cross from Lauren James. Will it break to Toon? Brooks away. Bernstein is such an outlet, but Bronze, no slouch either. And Mary Earps in this game, I think she obviously wouldn't be happy with both goals going in this actual match. Only 2 shots on target from the Dutch tonight, would you believe? And both of them resulting in goals. Will they find one more to end England completely? Roard. Straight to Bronze though. There's some tired passes playing their part. That's a heavy touch from Toon. Van der Sanden. Roard. Martins loses it. Toon. Daly. Russo. Waiting for the white shirts to arrive. Russo digs the cross out. Will it break to James? A swipe. Hemp. Greenwood. So many white shirts forward, so many orange shirts back. Hemp. Can she pick the cross? It's not the worst cross in the world, but it's going to bounce into the arms of Van Domsela.
Oh, everyone's snatching at it in the box. First James, then Daly. Look at the numbers England have got. in a great position, just rushing the decisions, lacking that composure.
It's been a good 10 minutes or so for the Netherlands. England just lost that thrust they had after they got that second goal. Bronze can't rescue the ball. Van der Sanden did well. Martins to win it. Earps keeps her out.
And they're the dangers when you're 1v1. If you lose your individual battle, see Martins running off of Walsh. The chance of a goal being conceded increases. But England have limited this Dutch team to very few opportunities in the second half.
Well, it did finish 0-0, or did finish 1-1 between Belgium and Scotland. But right now, all that matters for England is that they have to find a goal. But it's a corner to the Netherlands in the 90th minute. Header from Bronze. Roord is dangerous in these sort of areas. Bernstein. Brooks. It's at the right end for them. Brooks. That's a dangerous one. And it's going to go behind for a goal kick. So it's all about how much added time we're going to get from here. We're expecting 5 minutes. Greenwood forward. Matra, the beaten to it by Russo. Just one more chance. We've got time for more than one more chance. Hemp plays it in. Daly. James. Bronze. Hoping that ball would break to a white shirt.
5 minutes.
Walsh. Hemp. James. Toone is arriving! What a turnaround for England! And Ella Toone at it again at Wembley.
And that's why I like Lauren James in that position. The quality of that pass, then add the quality of the run. The Dutch team been so passive the second half. Look at the numbers on the back post. Toone never gives up on it. Keeps her eye on it the entire time. And showing once again what a fabulous sub she is for England.
She has scored so many big goals for England. That is a big goal, but they do need one more. If they find it, things will be in their own hands into the final game. But what that goal means is that right now England still have Olympic hopes. They remain, but they would still be very much in the Netherlands' favour thanks to goal difference. But Sarina Wiegman fancies this still. I mean, should be about 4 minutes. James, could she pick the pass to Meads? Not quite. Well, right now, if you support the Netherlands, you'll be very nervous indeed, because here comes Mead. Beth Mead wanting to create space for the shot. Toone. Someone here has the chance to be quite the hero for England. Will it be Mead? Oh, the shot is blocked. Hemp. James. Clips it in. Russo attacks it. It goes wide.
Oh, what a great second half from England. Players can't do any more. They've been absolutely superb. This is a top Dutch team. And Russo, been on the pitch 35 minutes. She's been outstanding.
Well, it's an incredible scenario. England seemed down and out at half-time, but all of a sudden, they could completely make this group their own. It's Walsh, just the player you want, playing a ball like that. And brilliant defending from Kasperaj. It might have come at a cost for her, but it does keep the Netherlands where they want to be.
Oh, it's amazing defending. There is no doubt whatsoever that's the most impressive piece of defensive play the entire game. It's kept the Dutch in it. What a ball into the box, though.
Ball forward, won by James. Kasperaj clears. Such an important intervention. England's have time maybe for one chance, maybe two chances. They only need that one chance. They only need that one goal to have the group in their own hands.
You know, at half-time, they couldn't complain whatsoever. There were so many poor performances in that first half. But second half, everyone's been exceptional.
Walsh been more influential in this second half. Almost created that fourth goal. Daly. 4.5 minutes played, but this is now a situation with Martins. Bernstein across comes Morgan. Had to make that challenge. Walsh turns, will stretch the play. Mead. Brooks is tight to her. Mead looking for support. There's nobody there at the moment. Mead has to do it herself. Bronze nearly played the 5 minutes. Will this be the last chance? Well, time is blown just before. It's not over for England. They've given themselves a chance still, but they couldn't find enough in the end, despite an incredible turnaround in the game to win it. They were 2-0 down in the game. Nanette Bernstein with 2 goals in the first half. They came roaring back in the second, the England Lionesses. Stanway, Hemp and Toon with 3 goals, but they needed 4 in the end. It's a strange end to the game because the Dutch haven't qualified yet, and England still have a chance of qualifying. It's still in the Netherlands' hands, but it does go down to the final game after a brilliant game. England 3, the Netherlands 2.
Well, it really must have been some team talk from Sarina Wiegman at half-time, because England went from 2-0 down to scoring this Georgia Stanway goal, and then 2 minutes later, Lauren Hemp getting on the score sheet, and then finishing it off to win the game 3-2. Ella Toon off the bench. She loves the goal like that, doesn't she? Is it enough, though? Let's have a little look at what it does to the table, because people were celebrating here in Wembley. The fight back was excellent, but England still aren't in the driving seat. They're in second place at the moment. And what it means is if England can beat Scotland next week, and if the Netherlands fail to beat Belgium, then we will go through. So we need Belgium to do us a favour, but it also means that Belgium will go through, so they'll be doing themselves a favour. So basically, we're all Belgium fans next week as well. So, Scotland, England, 15th of December. That one is at Hampden Park. We'll keep an eye on that one. Let's hear from Ella Toon, the match winner. She's speaking with Katie Shanahan.
Ella, how special was that to score the winner in the 91st minute?
Yeah, of course, it's always nice to get on the score sheet. The main thing for us was that we won, and we did that. I knew my role tonight was to come on and change the game in any way that I could, and yeah, I managed to get on the score sheet, but what a ball from LJ, and yeah, we just showed a lot of character tonight to get that win.
What did Sarina say before you came on?
It was all a bit of a blur, but just to go on, make an impact, attack, make sure that we press high up the pitch and go and express ourselves, and yeah, the subs that she made really did that, and yeah, like I say, it was a great comeback, 2-0 down at half-time. We've come back and shown that we can win that game, and yeah, 3 good goals.
You love scoring big goals in big games, especially here, don't you?
Yeah, apparently so. I wish we play here every week. No, I love playing for England, I love playing football, and yeah, tonight was really special to get on the score sheet again at Wembley, but for us, the main thing is that we won.
Just describe the feeling, the roar from Wembley, because it was such a big goal in a crucial game regarding Olympic qualification.
Yeah, it was really loud. Didn't really have time to celebrate. Wanted to get the ball out the net and go and get another one. So yeah, didn't really get to embrace it. But the fans were amazing tonight. Another sold out, packed out Wembley Stadium, and yeah, we love playing here.
Is there a sense of relief?
I mean, I thought we played really well tonight. Even when we went 2 goals down, we still really dominated the game. We dominated that first half, and it was two errors from us that led to their goals. But like I say, the character from the team to come back out in that second half and really dominate the game and get those 3 goals is, yeah, obviously it's nice to get a win.
How big is this game going to be against Scotland next week?
Yeah, massive, but every game we play in is huge. Everyone wants to beat England, and we've got that targets on our back. But we love playing in big games. We love playing together as a team, and yeah, we'll go out that game with a game plan, and we'll go out there fighting and wanting to get the win.
Well done tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a strange sort of muted celebration, the position that England are in at the moment, because of course they come back from 2-0 down at half-time, which is super important, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have it in their hands anymore to qualify and get out of this in the Nations League. Eni, what were the bits that impressed you?
I think the substitutions really made a difference. Alessia Russo was excellent, you know, hold-up play. Mead, I thought, looked threatening. And Lauren James, I think, was excellent throughout the game, obviously 2 assists. But the mentality, I'm sure Sarina would have been angry at half-time. We were saying it throughout. She looked angry, and I'm sure she would have said, look, come on, we're better than this. And the character that we've seen previously with this England team came through. The reality is they could have been out. They're not out yet, still not in their hands. But to come back and win the game, I think it's a character performance.
Here's one of Lauren James's balls in. This was for the assist for Georgia Stanway's goal at 59 minutes, and that's where it began.
It was just energy. To be fair, Lucy Brunn started it with her energy, and I thought the second half she dragged the team through, because I was really angry and disappointed with the team at half-time and Wiegman with her selection. But look, quality subs, quality execution moving forward. This is where it started. Look, this is the energy from Lucy. Come on, let's drive our team forward. Everything forward pace, plays in the right position. Lauren James a bit deeper, helping out. Where Stanway there, just on the right-hand side, just ghosting in, attacking in that farther side. And look, it was just all round. It was just this ball though, exquisite. Just putting it into an area, and it's a great header because she's behind her as well. And that was the catalyst. That was energy. The second half was a completely different team, and it was exactly what we needed.
They so were on the front foot that it took 2 minutes to get the next goal, righty.
Yeah, well, the things is, the way we played in the second half, we had more energy about us. You know, Lauren Hemp being on the left, Lauren James going inside instead of being wide. I always like her when she's involved, when she's more involved with what's going on. But like now, you can see we're passing with more energy. We've got someone as a focal point, which we didn't have in the first half. Someone to lay the ball into. In this instance, it's Georgia Stanway. You could see Lauren Hemp just off her there. She's just going to back off of her there. And that is what we didn't have. We didn't have anybody to keep the ball in and around there, to keep the pressure on the Netherlands. And what you see is that if you could keep the pressure on them and keep that press going, they will buckle, and they buckled. They did buckle.
I don't think the press worked in the first half.
No,
certainly did in the second half, and it started from Lucy. Thought she was much higher. The wingers, you know, the Netherlands wingers weren't having as much joy. Second half, it just worked. It worked better, and then that led to more chances for us.
Praising the changes, Ella Toone was one of those, and obviously knew what the assignment was.
Again, like Righty said, Hempo on that side, Lauren James in more of a central position. Great ball again. You know, LJ with 2 assists, but it's a really, really good finish. Again, on this right-hand side, we're ghosting in. There's a lot of numbers, 4 of us there from an England perspective. It just bounces, she keeps her eye on it, and it's right through her legs.
I think what that shows as well, you see Lauren James on 2 instances, they're nowhere near close enough to her. What it showed in the first half, we didn't have no control over the ball to get Lauren James in the position where she could have the time to pick people out like that. We didn't have no control over it. And what it shows with the Netherlands is that if you can keep them under pressure, they'll buckle. They won't do the things that they have to do, get close to players. Look at the two goals we scored, Stanway and Toone, just ghosting in on the back post. We have to put those teams under pressure.
If we'd have scored 2 goals or won by 2 goals, then this qualification would have been in our hands. And now you have to keep an eye on other scores and just hope that we also go to Scotland and we beat Scotland too. It's not ideal, but what is this Nations League campaign symptomatic for England, for you?
Well, for me...
Stress.
Yeah, a lot of stress. For me, I'm a little bit surprised. I think when we look back to the World Cup, one thing that impressed me so much was the adaptability of this England team. We saw a change of shape, and we saw Sarina change it and be brave. I've not seen this in this Nations League campaign, and it's had to take for us to be facing elimination to then dig it out. And that's the part where I think that's showed up a bit. I'm a bit surprised that Sarina Wiegman hasn't really showed the level of adaptability she showed in the World Cup.
Yeah. OK, guys, more reaction after this very quick break for now at Wembley. Look, the fans were very happy. England managed to fight their way back into it. 3 goals in the second half. Lots of changes for Sarina Wiegman. We'll hear from the manager. We'll see what that means. And we'll look at the table again and explain all these ramifications to you after this very quick break. You have a very Christmas period coming up to look forward to on ITV Racing. It starts tomorrow with all the racing from Newbury. You can join Ed and the team at 1:25 p.m. on ITV1 and STV. And then after the racing, you can turn on to ITVX for the draw for Euro 2024. So we're going to find out who the England men's team is going to be playing next summer in Germany. Wow. And in the evening, we also have our regular roundup of all the EFL action. That's 9 p.m. on ITV4 and ITVX. Back with our guys in the studio in a second, but let's hear from the England manager, Sarina Wiegman. She is with Katie.
Sarina, you came back from 2 goals down to go on to win such a crucial game. How relieved are you after that performance?
Yeah, well, relieved. I feel a little bit strange because I'm really happy with the win. And then at the end, you actually hope you win with 2 goal difference because then you're in a better position. But I think coming back from a 2-0 down and how we showed up the second half, I think that was so well done. So I think a good performance from us. I think overall it was a very good game. I also think that we started the first half really well and we were totally dominating. And again, they come with 1 counter-attack and he scored the 1-0. So we, yeah, that was also a good goal from them. But yeah, we said at halftime we're not playing bad. We concede 2 goals. We have to do better, but keep going because they are struggling too.
How key were your substitutions tonight?
Yeah, well, I think, as I said, I don't think we played poor in the first half. But then, you know, when you have to score a goal, like at halftime, we thought we need to do something different. So Batmead came in, and after that, we changed a couple of more. So get some other connections, get some new energy in it, and we needed that too.
How impressed were you with Ella Toone? Another big goal in a big game.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed with my team, and again also Ella. She scores a lot of important goals, and she just shows up, and that's very good. She's ready, even when she starts or when she comes in, she's ready to go, and that's really good.
What needs to change ahead of Scotland? A huge game regarding the next rounds with Olympic qualification still in your hands.
What we need to change, well, first of all, we need to win, and now we really need to win. We're dependent, of course, on the other score, but if we want to be secure, then we really have to have a very great win, like at least, I would say 4-0, and then that's also depending on what the Netherlands-Belgium does. But if we win and the Netherlands drop points, then we're in. If the Netherlands win, we need to win by at least, I think, 5-0, depending on what score they have. Is that what your question was?
Mainly if you're confident that the team can get it over the line next week.
Well, like, what we can control is play well and win that game. That's what we first have to do. We can't control what all the other ones do.
Thanks, Sarina. Yeah. Well done.
OK, there we go. She's absolutely right. So basically, the other game in the group, which we're going to show you now as well, this is Belgium against Scotland. This game was running concurrently at the same time as our game, and it was Belgium who scored first. This was courtesy of Marie de Troyes about 31 minutes into the game. So that's 1-0. And then not so long after, about 3 minutes later, Chelsea's Erin Cuthbert scored this brilliant goal from distance. That was the equaliser, and that game finished 1-1. So we'll have a little look at what that did to the group table. We'll explain this to you again. So England there, currently second of the group with that win today. If they'd have won by 2 goals, they would have gone top. However, they're in second place at the moment. So next week, which is the last games that you can see at the bottom of there, Netherlands play Belgium, Scotland host England at Hampden Park. For England to go through and finish top, they need to beat Scotland, and they also need to hope that the Netherlands do not win against Belgium. So Belgium, if they beat Netherlands, they'll also go through. So it's in Belgium's interest to help us out too. So that game, or those 2 games, could completely change that group next week. So it really is coming down to the wire. We're going to get more reaction from pitch side, from down in the tunnel, with Mary Earps, England's goalkeeper. She's speaking with Katie.
Mary, what a night. How much did you need a performance like that?
Yeah, I thought the goals were unbelievable. To come back into the game like that, I thought they were unbelievable. Subs who came on impacted the game. I'm just sorry that my performance has cost the team tonight.
let's talk about that second goal. I know you're someone that really beats yourself up, but the team as a whole, they won tonight. You can carry on, build and pick yourself up. But let's talk about that second goal. What was going through your mind when you saw that go in?
Oh, words I definitely can't say on TV. Yeah, that'll haunt me for a long time. Yeah, I've really let the team down today, and I'm really gutted. I'm really gutted because it could have been a really special night at Wembley.
But you won the game. The team won the game.
No, the team were unbelievable. Please do not get the goals are unbelievable. The way that they played, the way that they moved it around, showed great patience at times, real tenacity, real intensity to the play. The girls were phenomenal.
OK, there you go. Mary Eppes giving herself a hard time. Look, she's alluding to the fact that they needed to win by 2, and then it would still be in their hands. They could go to Scotland, and if they beat them, it'd be fine. It's now not really in their hands. She's going to beat herself up about it, isn't she? We see so many good performances from Mary. Tonight, at times, it wasn't good enough. Well,
yeah, you know, I don't think she should be beating herself like she is. She looks really quite distressed there. The fact is, we've seen on many occasions Mary Eppes has saved this team. You know, unfortunately for her today, she made a mistake that, you know, yes, we needed 2 goals. But unfortunately, you know, we didn't lose the game. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 2 goals. But at the same time, that's what it's about, you know. It happens like that. Your team pull you out of it. And she's pulled the team out of it a few times. You just got to, like, take that on the chin and move on.
Is it the goalkeeper position, though, that they're naturally always going to be harder on themselves? Because if you make a mistake in that position, all eyes are on you, whereas if you're a striker and you don't score, I mean, I think Ian Wright got away with loads when he was in playing days. People aren't going to hone in on you as much.
I think it's maybe Mary, though, herself. She puts so much pressure on herself, and obviously with the captain's armband. But I think Wright is absolutely 100% correct. Like, it isn't all on Mary. She's dug us out of a hole so many times in this campaign, and ultimately, if we don't qualify, it hasn't been just on this game. It's been on all the other games where collectively decisions haven't been made correct at times.
Scotland next. I think really, in an entertainment sense, this whole group is coming down to that last game, those 2 last games. Yeah. It does make it rather, I mean, it puts a lot on it, doesn't it?
There's a lot on it, and England can only really focus on what they can control rather than the others' results. They can control winning that game, scoring as many goals as they can, and what happens in the Netherlands game happens in the Netherlands game. But they've got to go into that game thinking about what they can control, taking the momentum from the second half, which is absolutely brilliant. The character, that has to be the start of the game rather than taking to get to the second half. So, you know, I have confidence that England can go and win, but as Karen said, they've put themselves in a really tricky position where you're looking at other results. You never really want to be in that position.
We'll see how they perform under pressure once again. You 3 have been wonderful. I always say it, but you always are. So thank you so much. Excellent company tonight. OK, so this evening we also have our weekly roundup of the NFL. You can join Craig Doyle and the whole team at 11:20 this evening over on ITV1. On Sunday, it's the second round of the FA Cup. Eastleigh at the National League take on Reading, who are 2 leagues above them. That's at 12:40, that one on ITV1. And then the draw for the third round, that's also going to be taking place in the build-up to that. Following on directly after that, Wrexham take on Yeovil Town, 3:35 on ITVX. And on Monday, 1988 winners Wimbledon, they're taking on Ramsgate of the Isthmian South League. That's at 7 p.m. on ITV4 and ITVX. Sunday night, we have our monthly La Liga action between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. 7:30 for that one, ITV4 and also ITVX. OK, so it goes down to the final game. England's Olympic dream is still alive. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.